right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Look at that. Will never buys 5 tickets. Never, never in a million years does he buy 5 tickets. I know why. I'm just giving you a hard time. Miranda's like, I'll take my one. I'll win with my one ticket. It's okay. Um, all right. Old Slick Willie. Just gonna do it. Uh, taking it now. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Ernest is gonna be on today. I don't know. I keep seeing these things about how like there's like rolling power outages and the internet's out now and everything else. So I don't know if he's gonna be on today. So I don't know, Will, maybe you can get it for cheap today. We'll see. And I guess Neuro said there were storms up there too. I don't know. We will see. All right, so let's refresh this, get the most updated thing here. Yeah. So if you watched the Natives broadcast this morning, you were around for the basically the dollar Swiss down 233. It is retracing in the last hour, getting a little bit of a reprieve. But the crazy thing is, there's actually literally no news about it. Europeans just took it and just rifled strength into the Swiss. There's obviously speculation. You guys kind of heard my opinions on it. This was yesterday's kind of headlines, and we touched on this, right? Talking about we're ready to act, we're not going to be held hostage, some of the other comments that were made in here, basically talking about negative interest rates, that the Swiss is a safe haven. Again, I think there's some debate about this, but they're going back and using the same terminology they used before they kind of put sanctions on Russia. So again, talking about this, and again, why should we go to the Swiss, right? And it's kind of like I would disagree that Russia believes that you are a safe haven at this point, but maybe there's a back end deal or something like that. You know, talking about all this intervention, and everything, maybe they're working a deal where they're gonna, again, they have their own banking system. If they wanted to purchase gas, they could do it. Um, it's just that the pointed comment about we're not going to be held hostage by other central banks. We lead our own independent monetary policy. It's kind of like, So I don't know if that's what's leading to this massive movement or what. Um, it's a lot like I said, it's like 4 times a daily ATR in one day. The ATR is obviously going up over the last few days, but that's a lot. It's a lot, right? Um, hold on one sec. We're at 10. Okay. All right. Looks like we're gonna get Kipster in about 15 minutes, if even that long. Um, so yeah, only news are this morning obviously pretty disappointing. Again, you're seeing euro dollar, pound dollar starting to run away now. The pound yen was down a massive amount, and you can see now that it's really kind of rallied back again. It was down big, and dollar yen was down big. So yeah, you're definitely seeing that the market's kind of moving and move these two around, particularly the pound yen, because that was up like 160 or something like that. You can see it's down it's down point 0.4, but in the last hour it's up point 0.4. So yeah, it's moving quite quickly in the last bit of an hour. So. Um, yeah, I mean, Philly Fed, very disappointing. At least it wasn't a negative number, right? I mean, the New York was minus 11, 2.6 is not horrible. Unemployment claims are up. I'm sure that, I'm sure the Fed is excited about that. They're probably like high fiving, playing drinking games, because they're like, yeah, we need more people out there working because that 11,000, 11 million jobs openings is just too much, which, yeah, I get it. It's a problem. And then the other big news this morning was really this. I mean, I think this goes with this, right? We saw this again yesterday. I left it up there. But basically, like the Feds may have to induce a recession to control inflation. And then we're hearing this today. It's like, hey, listen, the stock it provides an important price signal, but the Fed is aimed. We're not looking at the stock market. It's the effects will be felt over there, but we focus on inflation and tightening and what we need to do. Um, Kind of wondering, are they trying to tell us that they are going to force this into a recession? I mean, again, Georgia's in agreement. Inflation is too high, and we need to bring it down, right? We're in determining when enough is enough in policy tightening. The chief focus is on inflationary numbers. We're at highs, right? It's not just about stopping it. It's you know, it's the inflation level right now being at a 40-year high is not something that I think is it's not really sustainable at this point. Paying the wage growth is not there, right? So, like I said, if you don't believe me, go to your employer, And when you have your annual adjustment, tell your employer, well, listen, year over year, it's up 8%. I need an 8% raise this year, and see what they tell you. And when they tell you like, no, then you know there's still a problem, right? When the inflation rate and your annual adjustment. Now, again, if you tell your boss you need an 8% raise, and they say, okay, um, obviously, what I'm going to tell you is they're not good guys. It's probably the fact that they just weren't paying enough in the first place. So you should ask for that raise anyway. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of scary. Nobody likes a recession, but yeah, two different kind of comments there. Existing home sales coming at 10 o'clock today. We'll see where that kind of rolls. It is supposed to be less. Excuse me. And again, I'm interested to see how fast this is going to drop. Powell has told us that really the next two meetings they're going to raise it zero point 0.5, zero point 0.5. So with 2.5 raises, that puts us up over 2%. With just the raise that we had already, we were already up at over 5. So how much more can it move? That is an excellent question. I don't know. They're saying they're forecasting 6.5. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, God, the amount of refis that occurred. Like, oh, you have this. This is your rate. You can get it for a 2.8 or a 2.5, and now we're talking about 6. I mean, there's no reason to refi anymore. And obviously, sometimes people have to buy, but are people motivated to buy right now is really the question. When you're spending that much more for it. I mean, I guess the one good thing is if we ever, I mean, I don't know, maybe we get forced into a recession because inflation, right? And then we go into a recession, and then they cut interest rates because we're in a recession. I mean, would you put it past them? I mean, I wouldn't, right? It's like, oh man, we're in a recession. How do we stimulate growth? Well, you cut interest rates. Could you see them doing that? And then what they'll say is, well, we tighten too much, or we tighten too fast. It just kind of goes back to that: are you being proactive or reactive? Um, that would be actually pretty funny, actually. Yeah, if we have to like literally reverse everything that we did. No, 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 no. Just kidding. We're going to lower interest rates because we're in a recession. We need to get out of it, right? I laugh, but I'm not laughing on the inside. But I do find that I do think it's quite funny. All right, so let's dive into the charts. Oh, before we do that, again, tomorrow morning early on, we do have retail sales. It's expected to be negative, not as negative as it was before. I think it's an interesting number. We're seeing a lot of pound movement right now. We are seeing it kind of get some strength again versus the dollar as well as the euro pound. Um, I don't know. I'm not ready to say that it's time to go bullish on the pound yet. And the reason why is I still believe, um, again, they're still having issues controlling inflation. Um, Again, they just printed a 9. We're not quite at a 9, but they're at a 9, and they're gonna have to keep raising. And they're already seeing the issues with the economy, just the stock market in general. Everything's crashing. So I don't know. I think they will have another raise, but I feel like they are in the recession, and I feel like their recession's going to get worse for the UK. So yeah, we'll see. And then again, Hill speaking, and then obviously elections in Australia. So we'll see that where it goes. So anyway, right now again the VIX is a little bit behind, so we really don't have the opening print numbers yet. It's not there. It'll be the next candle will show us where the VIX is going. Indices are kind of coming back a little bit, and I don't know if that's because everybody is so overly negative right now. I think it pulls back, and I think there's some potential for some traps today. But you know, uh, wow, I mentioned that, and then it's like, oh, wait a second, yeah, but oil is like going crazy. I was like, oh, look at that, oil's down to 103. This is awesome. This should definitely help it. But how funny is this, right? Oil's down at 103. All the indices were deep in the red, right? Then the market opens and oil jumps $3, right? We went from 103 all the way up to basically 10, almost 107, and then all the indices turn red, where they were, they're on their way to turn green. Like, how funny is that? It's like, wait a second, this should be good. This gives us a good idea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it's like, wait a second, no, let's spend $3 more per barrel. And then let's turn all the indices. Like, it's like, yes, like, does the market like higher gas? I don't know. Kind of crazy. But at least natural gas is pulling back. But yeah, look at gold. Gold is going nuts. All right, so here's where we go. So yesterday we talked about a potential kind of drop through and a bounce, and it kind of dropped through. It didn't give us the kind of Harry Potter bounce we like, and then it hit it again and hit it again and again. It was on the top side, and then hit it again. And then the Harry Potter bounce did come in here. Okay, missed it by just a little tiny bit. And again, depending on how you adjust it, depending on your broker, here's where the bounce occurred, and there you go. There's your touch, there's your bounce, and there's your push all the way down. So that short trade was out. And again, you may or may not have gotten into this one, depending on your broker and how you would have drawn this box. On this chart, on this one right here, which is Oanda data, it missed it by exactly 1 pip. Okay, exactly 1 pip. So had you been trading the spread as your buffer, right, you would have probably gotten into this trade. So it was close, but again, we were talking about a bounce off. The bounce finally came and it pulled back, and then again, kind of rolled down. So trade was good from yesterday. If you're able to grab that one, now it's already put a bottom in. It didn't come all the way down to the price target we were looking for, and it did its reversal. It ended up reversing off this lower level here. And again, it kind of put a bottom in, and this occurred at like 5-6 o'clock yesterday. Unfortunately, I was not able to get on yesterday afternoon, but had you saw this and saw a pop, you had to kind of mark it off, and then it came back down. And late last night at about 10-11 o'clock, we just launched ourselves off of this, and it came down, and it kind of gave us another entry. So Aussie's up now. It is at the 70.44 level that we were talking about. I think this is a decent level. So looking at the dollar, you're seeing the dollar was going down, 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 and we finally, one, two, hit it a third time, pulled back up, and four is what finally broke. And that's typically how this works. Um, Looking to see where the dollar could potentially find buyers, there is a level sitting right here, and there's a little bit of a pullback and a base and an explosion. And that's kind of what we're heading into right now, right? Is it the most perfect reversal point? No, it's not the most perfect. It's not the most beautiful looking one, but it is definitely a level that's been tested in the past with a pop, which kind of leads us over here. It says, well, wait a second. We're already at the top. Is this a turning point? You've been talking about this day for a couple days, or this spot for a couple days. I would say probably with as much movement as we had, it's up 1.8%. This is kind of, what the level looks like, right? And it is, 940-ish level. 1 to 3 is only right there, right? Profit target or profit taking should really occur right there. So it's well within the range of where we need to be. And in fact, it's already over a 1-to-1. So had you been following the channel, we've been talking about 70.44 as the reversal level. The short was good from yesterday. And again, it looks like the short up top is, again, we're already 1-to-1. So it's kind of one of those trades where you shouldn't be losing any money on this one. Okay. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen. We ended up getting the Harry Potter in. Again, that was from before. That was here. And again, you can see we were out. Here was our target. And we talked about really kind of what we do with the news, right? The news actually had a level here. And again, this is kind of an old area of interest level. We weren't really, this was a target. We were looking for kind of a bounce off of it. You can see that half hour before the news kind of kicked in, it did pull back to that same level where there were some buyers. So this is definitely something you could have taken long yesterday from the news. And we mentioned it, again, we knew that was going to be in there. Right now, though, I'm going to clear these. I don't need that right now either. I don't need that long. I don't need this. I don't need this. I haven't hit this yet, so I'll leave that there. I feel like I need to mention this little basing level here, just because we did that, right? But there could definitely be a case made of this level because we kind of based below it and came through. So I'm going to say for the more aggressive trader out there is a level sitting right there. Otherwise, there's the one that's a little bit more conservative up top. I'm going to leave the fibs on from that direction just because we haven't hit the 78 yet. Wonder if it's that. Yeah, it's pulling. It's trying to grab the 50. It's grabbing these sellers right here. Right, is what it's grabbing. It's rolling off of. So again, if you're a fib trader, you're not in this trade. You missed it. If you're a supply and demand trader, you could potentially be in this for a 50% retracement confirmation. So, and all this does is it runs it right back down, probably at the low. So, I would say profit target on this one again with the yen is probably going to be down at 89. It is a psychological number. If I click it, just do delete and there you go. That's kind of what you're looking at, right? It's probably where the downside target is. And again, we've had so much yen strength, it kind of stabilized. Most likely we'll see it pull that back down again. So again, if you like it, great. If not, I like the Aussie dollar better, but it matches it. Both of them are shorts. Aussie dollar short here, Aussie yen short here. So two different technical levels on two different pairs. Now euro pound. How about this for chop? Up, down, up, down. And this is kind of a funny one. You know why? Because here's your McDonald's arches, right? everyone's going, oh, when we break the line right there, that's it. It's a short. It's a double top. I know what that is. Well, it's not really a top. It's just kind of a a bottom in here. But people see this and say, oh, I know this pattern, right? When we have two of these and we break the bottom, we short, right? And what we should do is we'd say, hey, listen, well there's there's the neck of the head, and that's where it should go to. And no, it didn't do that. It got stopped out and went back up again. And they're like, oh, okay, never mind. It's going the other direction. Um, this is some crazy chop back and forth. Let's see, what are we talking here? I mean, if we take extreme, it's 20 pips. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Um, we haven't hit the 8503. We were kind of looking for shorts at 8503. If price was able to drop down, we were also looking for a level down here at 8435. Neither one of those has been hit. It's literally just channeling sideways. In 24 hours, we're down a little bit, right? Oh, look at this. Money for Ukraine tops G2 agenda. Inflation and food concern. Hold on, let me click on this one. Yeah, Thursday. Let's see. Several leaders agree on Thursday to help Ukraine pay its bills in coming months, but surging inflation, climate change, supply chains, and the impending food, impending, not even potential, impending food crisis are also on the agenda. Um, is struggling to fend off the attack and is running out of cash. We have to secure liquidity. Honestly, at this point, I would love to know. So, I mean, we keep hearing reports Russia's using like old technology. They're like strapping GPSs down. We're sending billions and billions and billions of dollars of aid over there. But like, where's it all coming from, right? I mean, at this point, I think this impending food crisis is the biggest thing that we need to watch out for. Um, because the bad guys have all the food reserves and the good people do not. And at this point, the Ukraine fields are too late to plant and they are destroyed. So yeah, I highly doubt that they were that strategic in thinking that hey, we're going to cause a food crisis. Yeah, baby, we're going to cause a food crisis. I don't think that that's what their original goal was. Still think the original goal was they thought they would just absorb it all in a week or two. But one of the consequences of the extended war has been that the Europe's again, it's not just diversification with oil; it's diversification in everything. But yeah, yeah. Is this number coming out early? No, probably not. So anyway, again, until we get to these two levels, not really interested in much. Again, we have the alert for the 84.35, but I think at this point, it's a decent enough level. I think we'll hit it. I mean, there's a small one here that you can see there was a touch right there, touch right there, and a touch right there. I think next time we come up, I mean, there's your 1, 2, 3, 4 should break, and then I think the 85.03 is on the horizon. Euro yen. So Euro yen came down, and we talked about a level. It was confirmed, and you can see we hit it, we hit it, we hit it, we hit it, we hit it. We finally just peeked our head out. And it's like and then it went back up again. It just ran out of steam, and it's still pushing through. But now, I mean, we've had three kind of small breaches. We're looking for this one to kind of pop next on it. I don't think did that pull back up? Yeah, it pulled back up to a 50. Yeah, so it looks like early morning today. We did pull back up to a 50. So mark that one off. It is a level where there's basing. All right, let's turn this back yellow. Whoopsie. Kip should be in here at any minute, by the way, guys. So I'd say that's probably a decent level. 35.26. Like I said, there is a base there, and you always want to see does that happen to come up? Does it give it more kind of odds enhancing ability in there by kind of overlapping it? And yeah, I mean the answer is yes. I mean there are people that don't have any idea what supply and demand is, but they're looking at these percentages as like, oh my god, that matters. And again, there was selling in there. It wasn't enough for me to really kind of focus on it. I didn't really care. And actually, was it from here? Yeah, it was. It actually was a violation of this. So technically, was it an extended Harry Potter using that violated zone? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it did. So, again, old becomes new in a lot of cases. So, and it was. This is the old. It ended up slicing through here and then came back up and touched it, and that became the old is new. Yeah. So right now, I would say, and again, we even talked about this, the break of the 35, and it went lower. I'm going to shrink this down, and we're going to use this as a break level. I'm looking for a confirmation hit off this one right here. 133.75. A little bit darker of a level. All right, Melissa, what's going on? Um, Yeah, until 133.75. Again, like I like to see confirmation off of it has hit that level, but again, established a new base and a nice pop, and then it had a nice little test here and supported itself. So again, confirmation bounce off 133.75. We're starting to kind of level out here, running out of steam. So again, 133.75, 135.26 on that one. Euro dollar, just monstrous move. I'm like, oh, look at this, go, go, go. And we were looking for a push down, but it stabilized itself last night at about 7 p.m. And then again, same thing. 3 o'clock this morning, it was pulling back to that same level of basing. And yeah, I'll remove the error. It was a level that kind of was tested. Again, if we mark the kind of the push there, right there was the green burst. It did test it, and that's what it ran into. So, had you been trading European Open off 30-minute levels, sure, yeah, you could have absolutely gone long this position. Um, Now we've actually peaked through the top side. I would say, hey, listen, this is kind of the opposite end of the extreme, but right now it just seems like the euro is getting some strength. So I'd be looking for these two kind of levels up top. And in reality, let's see, it was an okay level, but from the original formation, it did burst it, so we don't need it. We do have these two levels higher, and these are what the levels look like. This orange one here, right, the 105.88, the kind of the more cautious level. It's not fresh. It's been hit a few times. It did come in and go lower and then immediately get slammed back down again. It stopped a news reversal. So depending on if you're looking for a little bit more aggressive or a little bit more conservative, you're looking for a reversal at 108.88 or 105.97 or 106 in that range. Now, we are in somewhat close proximity. I mean, it's only about 25 pips. It can literally jump that in less than 30 minutes. If we do jump there, again, then it makes sense for a 10:30 reversal based trade. Okay. But yeah, besides that, I mean, I would say, you know what? Let me run something real quick. Uh, let's see. Trying to see where some of these extension levels would be. Six. Yeah, it looks like 106 is kind of where they're popping in at. See something here. Yeah, it was a 50. Oops, not that. Uh, 6. That's the big one right there. All right. So yeah, like this one long. Um, Again, Pal says we're gonna take everything to the moon and drive us into recession, and it's not moving. Let's go back to 30 minute. 30 minutes much better. Yeah. So again, 105.88, 106, basically either of the two levels, whether it be aggressive or more conservative. I think the two we're looking for. Now, pound yen. Here's yesterday where we talked about the two different levels that we were looking for, kind of as targets to the downside. As you can see, the 106, the 105, I'm sorry, 159.06, it kind of based in there, came down and based off that 158.89. And again, did not get stopped. It bounced, gave us a confirmation, went a little bit deep, but it made people nervous. And again, it is a 61.8, but again, nice little takeoff point. I believe that one went to full. It should have went over 1-3. Yep, 1-3 is right there. So again, this bounce did what it was supposed to do, came back, and there you go. And we hit it again, and we hit it again. So at this point, I wouldn't be using the 61.8 for any type of entries. Again, there's one, two, really 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that one almost pushed through. So the next time I think it does break, if this does turn and roll to the downside, I think we're looking for the 78.6 hit at 157.02. It is a level that has been, has buyers have been in here. So could you potentially take a bounce off of it? Sure, you could. But I think at first, once we break, 157.87, again, it's just a continuation and a target all the way to the downside. It is quite a bit of room. It is about 85 pips to the downside, so typically it is a little bit more than what we are, our standard kind of what we're shooting for. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just, again, this is the pound yen, so the zones tend to be a little bit bigger and it tends to move a bit more, right? So, not a bad thing. It's just that's what it does. Um, hey, Kipster, what you got? Hi. It's nap time. He was asleep and also just brought him in, so he's kind of waking. Um, yeah. So pound yen. If you were here yesterday when we drew this, we were sitting right here, right? We were sitting. Where are we at? 10 o'clock. Right there. Right there is where we were sitting yesterday. Yeah. So we talked about the move coming down to here for news. It just did it a little bit earlier, right? About 4 o'clock yesterday, and then came back in again. And here is the European session open. Again, pulled down into the level, and we went all the way back up again. So telegraphed this one pretty good. It just went a little bit early on there, but again, I don't like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know when it's actually going to happen. But it just goes to show you that again, the news justified the move all the way back up again, and it's there, right? And it actually just went past kind of where the base of the arrow. We're back up to one. It's 125 flat. So um, right now, again, it's very much a dollar weakness based day. Let's see if I run this all the way down. Yeah, I don't really care about that anymore. It's all those are gone. Let's pull these off. We'll leave that one there. I can take this off. I can take that off. The next major level. Why don't you have a crystal ball? I don't know. It's kind of one of it's one of those things. Like, if you had the ability to have a crystal ball, would you want one? Right? I mean, crystal ball comes with good and bad neuro, right? Right? What if I had the ability to have one, would I get one? I don't know. Honestly, if like, this goes back to like if you had superpowers, like what superpowers would you have? Right? Like some people are like, I want to fly, that kind of stuff. Like like legitimate like future, like superpowers, right? Do you want the Wolverine thing to where you last like 500 years? Do you be a vampire where you're immortal and you see like everybody you love die? I mean, like they all have bad things. They all got bad things, right? I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like Nicolas Cage, that thing where he could see like 5 minutes into the future. I think that would be like a cool power to have. Like everybody's gonna be like, I want to walk through walls, and I want to be like, no, you know, I just feel like that would be a cool power. Like I want to be able to foretell the future. Like people are like, oh, I wish I could read minds, but then like you can't turn it off, and you can't unhear what people say about you, right? I mean, like that movie with Mel Gibson was pretty cool, right? What Women Want, I think is what it was called, where in the beginning he was like, I can't believe this, and then like he became like the best boyfriend ever and all that kind of stuff. But when you can't turn that stuff off, it's rough, right? But like being able to see what happens in 5 minutes from now is kind of like, you could use it to profit, you could use it to avoid disaster and stuff like that. But it's not like you know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna die in 5 minutes. It's like, okay. I mean, like having crystal ball, knowing like I'm gonna get run over by a truck or something like that on a specific day. I feel like the anxiety that would induce, right? It's bad, right? Right. I thought about it. Like, I only need to see 5 minutes, right? I mean, Will, 5 minutes is a great time frame, right? Right? That Nicolas Cage, I'm telling you, Nicolas Cage movie, right? Not bad. I don't remember what the heck it was called, right? I honestly have no idea what it was called, but I remember that he could see 5 minutes in the future, and they used to get pissed at him gambling, but he never got caught because he could see 5 minutes in the future. So it was like, oh, you know what? I can win this hand, but like, I need to leave now before they get here. And he had 5 minutes to kind of escape from things. So it was kind of, it was a cool superpower. Nothing, horribly bad, right? Nothing horribly bad. Um, yeah, the Watchmen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, at this point, I mean, didn't Congress just admit that that aliens could pose a threat to the world? So, I mean, you never know, right? I think that was a legitimate headline I saw yesterday. They finally admitted that extraterrestrial life does pose a threat to society. It's like, thank you. If you've not been watching movies for a million years, um, yeah. So anyway, pound yen, it's up. I would say look for these two levels up top where potential selling can come in at 125.57. And then again at 126.16. And again, hopefully you guys were able to grab this one. I mean, we kind of drew it yesterday. Like I said, we were here. We just mentioned as a touch, if it was down here, that'd be awesome. It touched earlier. You didn't have to wait that long before it went higher. Why is my phone going off? Who the heck is messaging me at 10 o'clock in the morning? Oh. Okay. Dollar CAD. So again, in Wacky World, right? In Wacky World, this one is still continuing to deteriorate. It is dollar weakness, but at the same time, we also have CL going down. It was 115, now it's at 105. It was at 103 earlier, which again, it's gaining some strength, which is helping drive that back down again. But we do have a level at 127.72. Coinciding with a 1030 reversal, it is kind of in the right area. It does kind of make sense. And again, we'll see how long this rally can hold. Let's see, what was existing home sales? Was it good? Was it bad? It was bad. So lower than expected, right? There you go. Starting to retract. And again, it makes complete sense. Again, the interest rates are over 5% right now. Actually, I don't even, it was 514. Let's see. What is the current mortgage rate right now? Ouch. Ouch. The average rate, the 30-year fixed mortgage right now is at 5.844. 5.84. And we still have interest rates, and they're still going to raise interest rates higher. Woo! Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. And a 10-6 arm actually broke 7 just a week ago. I didn't realize that, but wow. What? You're going to school? You want me to fix the TV? Okay, I'll do it right now. You want Paul's show? Sorry. Melissa's on a call, and Jen just walked in, and she's like, go turn the TV on. Is the TV on? Something happened with it? Okay. Daddy will fix it right now. All right, I'm putting it on right now just for you. All right, go in there. It's on. Gotta love streaming to TVs. So anyway, yeah, I had no idea that actually, wow, a 10-6 arm hit 7. Woo, that's rough. But yeah, 5.8. I thought 5.15 was bad, but 5.8 is even worse. So yeah, I would expect this to get even worse. Yeah, trending in not the right direction. So yeah, we'll see. But I think there's a balance potential coming in at 127.72 in this one, and again, it would give us a reprieve of the morning. Dollar Swiss is continuing to deteriorate to the downside. We actually had a level that we were looking at, and again, it was in the middle. It wasn't the extreme range of the level. We're kind of at the extreme range of the level right now. If we marked it, actually, we got to put it a little bit lower to get the actual box in there. But this is kind of where we're at right now. But I mean, right now, like I said, I don't know what the comments were. Actually, you can see a little bit of a. It did bounce off that level. It just didn't hold very long. Um, I don't know what the heck the Swiss is doing behind the scenes, but the Swiss is doing something. Somebody really, really liked that comment, and as you can see, yesterday morning at 10, it dropped down, and that's where we heard the first news, and that's where all the news from Jordan came from. Was 10 a.m. yesterday morning. That's where the initial push happened, and then it stopped, hit noon, didn't do anything, nothing, and then European session opened at 3 o'clock, and bam, this is a huge move. Again, in the first push, it was 115 in an hour and a half, and now we're down 150 pips. So this is like an enormous move. I don't know what kind of deals they're making behind the scenes, but holy crap! And there's nothing like. There's no actual news when you look at these things, right? I mean, the hottest news right now is I get paid to watch porn full time. It's the best job in the world, right? She gets paid like $20 an hour or something, and people are like, "What? What?" There's nothing else in here from the Swiss, right? Um, let's see. This is 7 hours ago. This is around that same time. Um, we were trying to find solutions to limit. Wait, hold on. This is a fun headline too. To limit stagflation risks, not stop them, limit them. Yeah, nothing. I mean, nothing here, right? This is not really Swiss. Um, let's see. Does he mention the Swiss here? Russian exports around 4 million barrels per day of oil to Europe, which will need to think about where it can source these volumes from. Um, Oil production will increase in May. Russian production was down 7-8% so far. Russia will send oil rejected by Europe to Asia and other regions. Yes, knew this was coming. Some large companies have already paid for Russian gas under the new scheme. So yeah, we've already seen this. Some people, but this is what we talked about before. I mean, OPEC has said just because you don't want the oil doesn't mean that we're producing more. This is what the global demand is. We don't get into politics, and that's the reason you don't want Russian oil is politics. So yeah, fun, fun, fun. But yeah, dollar Swiss. There's no headlines justifying this. This is crazy. Switzerland said it'd break its neutrality and step up their military game, increasing their military spending, and do joint trainings with NATO. Um, yeah, but that's not an economic thing. Again, they just said it's a. They just, I don't know. His comment about it's where is it? Nope, not that one. This comment right here. Um, this one, a safe haven, Marina. If they're doing things with NATO, they're not considered a safe haven. So that would go directly against what the financial chief is saying. Um, it was yesterday. Yeah, yeah, but this is this morning. Well, yeah, I mean, these are all these comments came from this morning or yesterday morning. Um, but yeah, so yeah, safe haven and military training exercises with NATO is not. Those are the two opposite ends of the spectrum. That's why I think something's happening because doing things militarily with NATO would not increase the value for the Swiss on an economic level. That's why I think that the comment made about we're not going to be bullied by central banks is, I think, directly has to do with that. So, because he said central banks, he didn't say Russia. Um, everybody would have pointed the finger at Russia. So, yeah, actually, I would say for Switzerland, that's a pretty bad idea that they're going to step up military. Um, yeah, not for a country that has claimed neutrality forever. Not really the best. Not necessarily the best idea for them. We'll see. Right now, people are happy with it, and again, I think this probably has more to do with the dollar is just getting blown up. That it looks like they're going to send us into a recession. And again, getting sent into a recession kind of hurts the amount of times you're going to raise interest rates. And it's probably the further growth of what people think. Again, I brought it up yesterday, and I hope it didn't offend anybody. I'm sure it probably did. But talking about how Walmart sales and the number of misses and stuff like that. Like we joke about the Waltons lost $27 billion, but if Walmart again, the a good way to get a gauge on the true economy and buying and selling is to look at something like Walmart. They're big enough. They wholesale. Um, to work with them, they're a pain because they just tell someone what they're gonna pay for it. It doesn't matter what you have it offered for. They're going to tell you what they pay for it. Like a lot of retailers have a very hard time working with Walmart because of their practices of justifying. They're like, hey, listen, we have this many shelves. If you want to be on our shelves, you're gonna sell it to us for this. They're very predatory. Um, not predatory, but they're basically a bully. But if they're talking about the profit margins are down and they have excess surplus and we're going to lose more and it's going to take us multiple quarters to get rid of the supply stuff, um, yeah, it's kind of a it's I would say it's almost like an early gauge inflation of where things go to, particularly going into the election year. So yeah, yeah, like I said, Swiss I would look for just pullbacks at this point. Like I said, Switzerland is not. I think every time this comes down, again, there's a lot in here. Right now, this is a dollar story. As we start to roll further into the future, this is going to become a Swiss issue because Switzerland's already said we don't have storage tanks for capacity to store extra oil that people are giving us now, and we don't have enough for winter. So the gas story is going to come back up again. Um, and it's not like Russia's magic going to say, "Hey, listen, that's great. Pay. We'll take in euros." So um, Switzerland doesn't really have the economy. The only thing Switzerland had going for it was the neutrality. And if that is true, that they are going to start spending militarily, they have now lost neutrality status. Um, well, buddy, hold on. Let me take you out. So, um, all right. Dollar yen. So dollar yen finally broke through. We talked about it. We was like, oh god, got to break through. We mentioned that 127.50 was going to be an area, and it took a bounce off 157.50, or I'm sorry, 127.50. It was an area where we halted news before and popped through, and then all it did was hit it, and then kind of pulled back and then drop lower. Remember, we had all this drawn up top, and again, we can push this all the way down. Actually, we would. Let's redraw this. We're going to draw it here to here. Marini, the other thing that's funny about that is if you look back in the hottest news in the last 24 hours, like things, and again, Forex Factory tries to focus on things that are economy based. I occasionally get random porn stories. Nowhere in here is there anything about Switzerland making those comments. So it's not considered financial based news. Um, wah, buddy, buddy. Wah, wah. What? Do you want something? Here. How about I give you. Here. Here, you want this? What's this? He's mad because I won't let him hit the keyboard. Trying to get him to get on the item. But anyway, again remember 130 was where Japan was sinking. 135 was like, oh my god, that's really really bad. And at this point, 135 is like all the way up here, right? We're so far off. Now look into the downside of where this could potentially stop. And again, this is a combination of U.S. as well as yen strength. Um, right now, we know that we have a level, and this is an old fib draw that we had on here. We can take it off. Um, but looking for kind of where the bottom is, where we found stabilization at. There's a level, and again, this is from. We could probably adjust this a little bit forward, maybe even up into like that level. If you look at this gives us kind of a hey, listen, we're bouncing off a bottom here, and the question is, do we stabilize ourselves and start to retrace? Now, if this is a stabilization bottom, which it absolutely could be, because again, it's kind of gotten blown up. I mean, reality is we are going to raise interest rates. They're not, inflation is an absolutely huge. Whoops, not that one. I wanted this one. Um, Here's kind of what this one looks like on a 1 to 3 basis. That's well within range. It's sitting right at a 23.6. There's every reason in the world to be able to take that trade. So if it turns and reverses here, I would say that level back up there around. If you're not already long, it may be a little bit late, but I think 127.70 is an area to watch out for. If we start to get some basing in there, it is in close proximity and it is kind of like a grab of this level here. So, I mean, longs will be looking to get out. We know we have short selling coming in there. We have a level of basing. There is confirmed. There is a 23.6 there. So there's a lot of reasons to look at that level. Actually, I guess around what 127.79 is um, the actual sell zone. The 23.6 is a little bit lower than that. That would be a continuation trade. And again, I think a lot of this is having to do with the very rare possibility that again, Kashkari, where is he? That this is what's going to happen. That they are going to send us into a recession. Um, yeah, and again, this is all seeing it react the way that it is. Again, seeing gold get a breath of life. Gold is up 1.6%. Silver's up 2.5. That's exactly what people are looking. Because remember, gold is one of those things that holds its value, right? In recession, you tend to have to lower things to typically to get out of a recession. You have to create inflation. So now we have too much inflation, and we're trying to create a recession. So it's kind of like, oh crap, what are we going to do here? Um, and again, that goes back into that stagflation thing. What can we do with it today? I think if we can get up, I think it's another shorting opportunity. If you're not in this trade, again, you can wait for a little bit of a pullback. Again, for like again, a Harry Potter type confirmation. It's not a go through, but if it goes up at bases just for a little bit here and then pulls back again, that could lead to an end of the day rally as dollar strength flows back in. We will see dollar strength because again, right now the dollar, at least you're getting paid for it, and you're going to get paid more for it in the future. So, but with gold moving the way that people are thinking recession, and again, they're thinking dollar weakness. We're not going to get 4 raises or 5 raises. Um, it's gonna hit us too hard, too fast. So yeah. Crypto again, you can see that it is kind of risk back on again, and again, kind of coincides with it. Stock market's bad. We're going to recession. We got to put money somewhere. Let's go back into Bitcoin. That sounds good, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Doji all up exactly the same. Right around 3.9 to 3.5%. And then again, you're seeing bonds also justifying it. Now, bonds did just bank off the 618. We talked about this in the Natix presentation. It has hit 3 times. I mean, there's one, there's two, there's three. This is technically four. But right at the open today, you're seeing bonds push back down again. It was quite a large gap, though, at the top side, which makes sense because, again, these are now kind of rolling into the green, right? They're rolling into the green. I mean, oil's going up and they're rolling into the green, right? But again, as they go up, this is going down. But it just goes to show you that stock market, bond market, fluctuating back and forth. And if this is rallying this much, this also shows you that the market doesn't believe that they're going to raise interest rates as much as they originally had forecast. The market cannot sustain raising interest rates that much. The crappy part is we're still stuck with 40-year high inflation, and it's a big it's a big kind of I don't know, demerit check mark, whatever you want to call it, on the Fed. Had they started raising much sooner than they did, they could have done much smaller rates, and the economy and the market could have absorbed it for a longer period of time. But you know, now we're at a problem. You know, where we're at, we got to go faster. So they're pulling back. Let's go in and let's look at the commodities real quick. All right, so oil. It's funny. American Trader gets in. It's like, yes, it's 103. I love it. I love it. I love it. 8:30, 9 o'clock hits, and it's like, no, 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 no. 103 is not good. Let's the 106. 106 sounds better. That's kind of where we're at now. So we talked about 107. It came down and it kind of like hit. It hit a bunch of times at the 50 and then ended up not holding. Let me take these off. This was from all the news yesterday. There and there. Again, 50 didn't do much as far as holding goes. 61.8 didn't really hold either. So again, this is not a fib trader friendly pair today or asset today. Let's see. Where do we have top side? Let's see. We got that at 114. Look at that right there. Hmm. What? Don't pull that off. I need that. Hmm. I'm gonna pull this one off because I don't really need it now, just to keep it clean. Hmm. There's a small one there too. Hmm. That's interesting right there. Let's see. I know I got one right there. Well, looks like 102.79, 101.37. There's 100. So as far as reversals today, I think that's the best thing that we got. Um, I'll tell you right now, the reason why it is rallying back up again is not really the U.S. trader. It is Vivek's comments. Um, we just showed it where he basically said, "Hey, we're going to send oil somewhere else." It basically just showed this right here. Um, this is probably the reason why is that it's the U.S. trader. Why? No, stop! Don't eat that. No, you don't need to eat that. It's not for eating. It's not for eating. I think the realization of this one, it's like, hey, listen, we're gonna produce more, right? We're gonna start increasing supply, and then the reality of it is, well, wait a second, how are we gonna? If it's not going to the correct people, um, yeah. So it's great that they're producing more. Great, it is great. Um, Question I have on it is, what will they sell it for? Because again, oil is kind of priced globally, but remember, OPEC is allowing other nations to buy things. Um, in other currencies besides the dollar now. So I wonder if Russia will be allowed to sell it. I wonder what they will sell it on. Because if it's a weak dollar, that means they could potentially buy it cheaper. Hey, you're not helping right now. Here, are you with the phone? Here, you eat Daddy's phone. Um, yeah, I wonder if what the because again they put it this way: Russia will not be selling in petrol dollars. They're not going to use U.S. if they're selling in other countries, and if other countries are willing to work with them. And again, I don't know if you guys we don't talk about that much. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Um, this go to daily basis. Here is the ruble. Okay, I'm going to zoom it back out again. I'll put a line there just so everybody can see it right now. This is definitely playing into the commodities right now. So it's on a daily right now, right? And you can say, well, wait a second, didn't we kill Russia at this point? Isn't Russia dead? The last time that the price was and again, this is the dollar ruble, meaning that the farther it goes down, the stronger the ruble is. The last time that the ruble was this strong was December of 2019, right? And again, when we talk about its strength, you can see that, again, was it losing? Yeah, it was. This is the whole kind of like, oh my God, it's bad. Russia, the ruble is now actually worth more than kind of what the average is, for the last 3 years. So it's interesting that on a larger spectrum, you say, "Oh, listen, we've cut them off from the system. The ruble's nothing. They can't. Their economy's not going to survive." Well, versus the dollar, you can see now that really since the situation started in the beginning of February, yeah, they took an initial hit, but it's stronger than it was all of last year, right? Huge strength back again. So seeing oil where it is now, um, yeah, I'm very curious to see additional headlines on that. Very curious. Um, but yeah, so looking for a reversal in oil before we get sidetracked too much. 107.73. Natural gas. Natural gas is kind of bouncing back and forth, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really ready to short this yet. And it took a little bounce off that level. And again, one, two, three, four is what kind of broke through it. It based in there too, so you kind of expected it, and it kind of pulled back, and now it's using it for the top side. I don't think the story for natural gas is over. Again, part of this is seasonal as well. All the liquid natural gas comments back and forth. We can store some, we can't store that much. Um, I still think that this is one of those that that you go long on. We'll start probably in the next month or two. We'll start hearing about basically stockpiling for winter next year. Because again, a lot of that stuff happens early because there's only so much they can move so fast. Um, ooh, I didn't want to move that. Um, yeah, buddy. Probably a small intraday short here, but this probably stops some traders out. Mm, wow. Da da, yeah. Da da. You say da da? No, you cannot eat microphone. Eat microphone. You can have anything else on here. Here. How about this? You don't know what this is. What's this? What's that? My phone lasted 3 minutes before he was over. Remember, we just talked about that 5 minutes guy seeing out 5 minutes. That's about all he's got. 5 minutes worth of attention. He's almost 8 months old, though. It's kind of crazy that he's 8 months old already. And his tooth is in, and he's pulling himself up. He just started crawling this week, and he's already pulling himself up. So I think he's going to be walking short order. So yeah, if you're in the short trade, it's not a horrible trade. It is a 50% fib level, 6180 is backstopped. It is a basing level, and it was confirmed. So there's a reason to get short this one on an intraday basis, but I would not be, again, more longer term contracts, probably better to go long. If you know how to play traditional options, again, there's definitely some strategies for this one to play. I don't think this story's over yet. No, you cannot have that. Um, Gold, as I mentioned, gold is just taken off. And yes, you can see that it's approaching the 50% retracement level. It is a bit choppy in there. So, are there sellers there? Yeah, there is. Are they amazing sellers? Not really. I think the sellers up here and kind of the confirmation. I think both of these are probably great targets. If you already are long, and again, the Europeans are basically the ones that set this up. 3 o'clock is right there. Okay, purely a European base move. Inflation is going to be here even longer. Um, and you may wonder too why did it hasn't moved this much in the European session? And again, why are we seeing it now? Why is it still coming in there? That G7 comment right here, right? Talking about we're gonna send them they got to pay their bills and we're gonna send more money to them. Um, every country just sending a whole bunch of money. I mean, the Ukraine is not going to pay this money back ever, right? Um, countries are just sending massive amounts of monies. They're just printing money and sending it to them because it's not like the White House is leaking extra dollar. We're printing them and sending them over. Um, so again, that's driving inflation as well. So again, that's why you're seeing gold rally today. Now, will we get a reprieve in this? Yes, probably. Um, question is, do we roll here? At, let's see, 1850. Let me see. There are sellers, and it is tested there. So being 1030, I would say yes. There's probably going to be an opportunity here. Is it going to roll and be negative today? Probably not. But I think this could be if we can make it to the end of the day with kind of just stabilizing. If we can stabilize in either of these two levels, this should actually be red. If we can stabilize in either of these two levels, I think in the overnight this could give us the ability to take a short. I'd be more cautious with it today. I don't see there being a big spike. There's no news base. It's just going to be some headlines. But after such a huge rally, I mean, 1.5% in gold is a lot in an environment that every nation in the world right now is raising interest rates. Um, I think this one is coming back down. So I would say if we can stabilize and hold, where are we at? Like 4 o'clock here. I think this. I think it turns and rolls. I would set profit targets in any of the shorts for down here. You'd be looking at this level right here. 1814 to the downside. Again, nice little 40 pip runner. I would say that's probably more of a tomorrow thing, um, but you never know. Maybe it goes early today. Okay. Silver also taken off to the moon. It did come back up again. We mentioned if we were able to break through, and again, no Harry Potter entry, no Harry Potter entry. There was no base. It literally spiked through and came back up again. We didn't really need this here. Um, we talked about the level at 21.95. Had you been waiting for 22, you didn't make it. We're kind of up there right now. It looks very similar to gold, where we're pushing up into levels. Could there be a reversal? Yeah, I mean this is up 2% for the day. That's quite a large amount. Um, it's kind of due for a reversal. Let me see. Actually, it's up what 44 cents. The daily ATR. Oh, I don't even have it on here. Oh, I did. Sometimes it does that. 65 average is about 60. So it's done almost a full ATR up. Um, so I'd say kind of the same thinking. Again, we get a good clean break where we drop and we actually base and get some space under here and touch. I think there's still a short coming in here at 21.53. But right now it's kind of already in a short sequence. And again, we talked about that level yesterday, so we can throw this on. Where's it need to go to? 1 to 3 is right there. It's not bad. It's before this bump. So trying to see if crew is able to break through. Crew is at that 23. I was kind of hoping we went a little bit higher, but we'll see. It's starting to form a zone here in crew too. Wonder if crew pushes back down again. Let me see what else we got here. Twitter, not really doing much. Twitter's like, are you buying me or you're not buying me? Apple, Apple's really holding firm too. Tesla doing a little bit, but I wouldn't say anything super crazy. All right, let's go across VIX. Obviously, a little spiky at the open and down. Let's see what we got here. Remember we talked about that trap? How's that for a picture? Talked about that would be more of your near term trap, right? There's 930. There's your opening, right? We spike up. We literally grabbed the base here and then shot all the way straight back down again and stopped everybody out that got long. And again, Globex was truly there, but there's the more near term morning kind of Globex high. And all we did was we went back up to the basing level. Look at that. Spiked up, spiked all the way down, spiked up, and then kind of came back down again. And then made one more chance and it's pushing down again. So yeah, that 1/3, this 39.14 has been quite the level. And again, this is a very short term position, but yeah, talk about the trap in there. Ouch. Yeah, 1 to 3 is there. So yes, within one. Look at that. So within 10 minutes, you were out of that trade. 9:30, it triggered at 9:35, and by 9:45, you're out. So less than 10 minutes. And again, came back up again and really kind of took it out a second time. So yeah, how's that for fun? I'm on a 5 minute chart now. If you didn't see me switch it. Yeah, I mean, it's hit it twice. It's trying. I would say that the next trap is a little bit higher up. Again, we've kind of hit this one twice now. The next strong push, I would say, is probably here, right? It hit it and rolled. There's the actual level. Um, 39, 20, 28 would be the next level where if we can grind up to there, we get to it. But yeah, how about that for the morning trap? You're going to spike up and bam, right back down again. Um, gotta love it. God, it is so funny. That just cracks me up. One little hiccup and then bam. Bing, bing. We'll mark the bottom of this one off. It's probably, again, Globex low was down there, so there's probably going to be something down there. NQ. Wow, how's that for an open? Wow. And kind of the same thing. I didn't draw it, but I mean, there was your Globex low. I'm sorry, your Globex high. And again, there's your Globex low. And how's that for a trap? 9:30 is here. 9:35. It broke the Globex high. Everybody says, I know what that means. It's going long. They bought it here and bam, crushed everybody out. And then it did it again and it's going to push sideways. So let's go to 15, see if we can find a decent level here. The targets that we put on yesterday got obliterated. Just to clean these off. That one had a bit of a hiccup on it, but we'll delete it. Look at that. And a test. And it happens to be sitting right at a 50. 12, 126.50. It's kind of a little bit of a little bit of high of a risk zone. I guess we could shrink it a little bit. Let's shrink it a little bit. Okay. So again, if we can build up a rally, and again, God, look how choppy these things are. Yeah, I'd say really 112, 12, 131 is probably the best one in there, right? At least it's tested. Again, a base drop, pulled back, touched it, and bam, got hammered back down again. Again, supply zone established, supply zone confirmed, 50% retracement level. So again, we'll have additional sellers in there. So not a bad position, but I think 12, 131 would be on the top side. It would be quite a rally up today. So again, maybe we can get there before the end of the day. We'll see. But again, I think we probably chop back more and forth. YM, again, very, very choppy, very crazy opening. Let's see what we got here. 9:30 is there, maybe? Yeah. So same picture. There's your Globex high, and your Globex low would be here. What is it? Yeah, five in the morning. Again, everybody sells when we break through the top, all the way back down to the bottom side. And again, actually, this is you could draw a zone here because again, there's the confirmation bounce here. So we're back in. I mean, this one is down 1%, but we actually opened here. We're exactly where we opened right now. Kind of sideways moving, not a whole lot out there. And like I said, none of the data really is justifying really much. Natural gas inventories, basically as expected. ECB show that the Hawks are calling the shots, which again they should be. Eurozone recession is likely event in sudden halt of Russian gas. There we go. And again, 84% of its domestic consumption, with 38 coming from Russia. So, yeah, we already know that Germany's going to go into recession, and like I said, Russia says you're going to pay me in this, and Russia, European Union says you're going to pay us in peanuts, and they said nope, and they're cutting it off. So, yeah, so eurozone recession is likely, and again, I think at this point it's kind of factored in, but yeah. I think this one probably goes more sideways today. If anything, I would say probably more negative on this one. Um, just looking at how again, easy trap. Technically, it got him twice. You could have drawn a zone up here, and again, I don't like the drawing on it. I don't like that candle, but not necessarily surprised. Let's see if this pulls up with any additional targets. If so, we can draw some extensions on it. Yeah, kind of. Again, it was at a 50%. So I mean, talk about the ideal trap, right? Talk about the ideal trap, right? 50% retracement level, Globex high, everybody buying, right? And again, it would have worked out fine for fib traders, except the ones that use the 61.8 as a stop loss. Because what happened? It broke through. They're like, listen, I'm selling it when it hits this number, right? 50% retracement. I'm countering the Globex trap. And what did it do? It stopped them out and then took all the fib traders with it, took all the people that went long with it, and then wiped everybody out. So the YM is yeah, the YM is making some friends today in all the wrong places. So yeah, I like this one more to the negative, especially with everything we're seeing. And then Russell, last but not least, again, talk about the crazy volatility at the open. Um, kind of the same thinking. Again, Globex high, there. Let's make sure. Again, I don't want to cheat. I want to make sure this is exactly the same coordinates. It should be 0.9. There's the pierce above, stopping all the long traders out, and bam. And now we're going back to the downside. So I'd say probably, I'll adjust this down. Again, the 61.8 level, you can see we hit it. We already had it marked off. I just adjusted it. It was confirmed here. That's what we took the bounce off this morning. I think that that's probably our downside target. Again, 61.8 traders will get involved in this one. Could this be a bounce level? In all honesty, I would say yeah, probably. Again, if we can do nothing, this is not the weakest, not the strongest, kind of in the middle. But the Russell pushes down. If we're looking for an end of the day rally, you could probably have an end of the day rally in this one. Um, I think it's there. I mean, particularly if we talk about, hey, listen, we need to maybe not do it. I mean, if we got a headline, sure, that could absolutely bounce off of there. And like I said, a lot of 61.8 traders like that's awesome. We did it. We did it, guys. We did it. And it was already a 1 to 3, so I mean, it's a good long position considering that it's red. Um, 1 to 3 is only right there. I mean, that's a heck of a position off the 61.8 pullback, and again, off a confirmed demand zone. So yeah, yeah. Look at that. Long trade in an overly red morning. But I do think it comes back down again. I think, again, Euro recession. I think all these numbers being red, none of these are adding up great. You can see the dollar is rallying back again. They're like, all right, we need to do something. Um, sets it up for an interesting day. So I would say overall, again, I am definitely more bearish today. And again, it's so funny. It rises up and everything turned green a little bit. Now it's kind of like, I don't know. Let's make oil cheap again. I just think recession fears are a real thing. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting October. That's all I'm going to say. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to get some crazies in. I think it's going to get a little crazy in not a good way. So, I don't know. All right, let's go into the giveaway. um, yeah, no Ernest. I didn't see Ernest here today. I didn't know if he was going to be here. I know he's all having all kinds of power problems. He's like, "Yep, 20 minutes of wind, and we lost power and internet, and I'm buying a hotspot and everything else." So, yeah, wasn't sure if he's going to be there. And then no Eki today. So again, Will, you're getting it on the cheap, man. Getting it on the cheap. Low numbers today. Increasing your risk level, right? I mean, this is the way to do it. Again, I don't know. Maybe there's a conspiracy against Ernest. It could be. Anyway, Will is going for number 3. Let's see if he gets it. He does have a good opportunity, right? Got some good odds today. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 40%, 40%, something like that. And winner of today's drilling is war disease, record inflation, shortages. What would anyone? Yeah, I know, right? Hey, neuro, and again, neuro. I mean, how about like Twinkies, man? We may have, if Twinkies didn't exist for a little while. So, ooh, look at that. I mentioned your name, right? I said I wasn't going to do it today. I said I wasn't going to do it, right? The last name that I mentioned, and it worked. See, I was like, look at that neuro. I said it and it won. See, I'm telling you, Google is listening. There's one of these days I'm going to basically, I'm not, I promise, I will not say anything before we do the draw. Neuro did F2, but again, 16% chance. Will had like a 40. Man, Neuro, you're getting really, really, I know. I'm telling you, I know, Neuro. They are, I was pissed when they stopped making them. They're probably the most unhealthy thing in the world, but I feel like Woody Harrelson in that zombie movie, right? Where all he wants is a Twinkie. I'm telling you, it's weird. I'm telling you right now, you guys are like the Bruise Brothers, right? Between Nora and Will, you guys are winning everything now. Like you're not sharing. As my daughter would say, sharing is caring. Oops, not that. Look at that. I mean, Deb, he's within the 600 points. He's within one triple of being up there. Briggs, were you in today? I don't think it shows me. Were you in today, Briggs? Oh, you were. You had 2 in there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So telling you guys, some bullies, some pip chip bullies is all I'm gonna say. So anyway, with that said, we'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, news wise, we do have retail sales super early in the morning, and I'm wondering if we can look at this. This was like down like 170 or something. Now it's fully retracing. I'm interested to see what the elections provide. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, everybody in the Fed is talking now, so I think we get some more headlines. I'm very curious to see again. It's the world versus Putin. If there's a sudden halt of Russian gas, Putin knows this. He doesn't need to shoot nuclear weapons. He could just cut Russian gas off, and it's just as detrimental. He knows that. Um, I don't know. I feel like this weekend is going to provide some crazy movement. So I'm kind of looking forward to see where prices take us tomorrow morning. I don't know how many trading opportunities there'll be, but there will. I mean, I think dollar Swiss probably is due for somewhat of a reversal. The yen, we may get some reversing as well. I mean, euro pound is, you can't figure out what the heck it's doing right now. We have the UK and the eurozone in recession. Man, I mean, like you said, Neuro, it's getting weird. War, disease, record inflation, shortages, right? Yeah, who's gonna notice a recession? So, all right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Oh, don't forget, Neuro, 5.84%, 30-year fixed mortgages, right? And 10-6 arms touching 7%. Insane. So, all right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great trading day. If you need me, shoot me a message on Discord, and I'll catch you then. Take care.